This is a plot to kill another Ijaw son. Yes. Ijaw nation will resist this by any means necessary, because we live by the doctrine of self-determination and resource control by any means necessary. We are not a conquered entity.
Hello, good evening, esteemed viewers. This is Satellite Media. Sequel to the recent declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State, we are seeing a recent development. This time around coming from Ijaw nation, and this one is from Vanguard. He's saying emergency rule. Ijaw to me decide on option for self-determination. That is coming from INC president. You go for that to say that 2 days declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State by President Bola Tinubu has rekindled the quest for self-determination by the Ijaw ethnic nationality in Niger Delta. But before we go further, Evangelist Ben, let me get a reaction, immediate reaction with the recent developments.
Yeah, good evening, good morning, good night, and good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. I remember my humble self, that Biafra evangelist. And I am happy that we all are meeting at this point, and wherever you have the opportunity to watch this, and you know we still meet again. This is a prophecy coming to fulfillment, because there is a saying that a prophet is not regarded in his own house.
But before we go further, sorry, permit me, let's not bring this conversation, because what I want to play now is coming from Aside Kobo, denying the fact that renouncing Nigeria as it were. Listen to this from Aside Kobo. We'll come back for this conversation.
No, not my country. Nigeria is not my country. I am an Ijaw man. I have never chosen to renounce my citizens of the Ijaw nation.
So you are welcome back, Evangelist Ben. There is these elders of Rivers State saying that they are worried about the whereabouts and safety of Fubara after being suspended by the president's proclamation that declared the state of Rivers State of emergency, and a situation where people are worried about his whereabouts and safety. Do you think he's safe?
Yeah, Fubara, after the declaration and suspension, I learned that it did not just end there, but he was arrested. So Fubara was finally arrested, and his whereabouts is something that is terrifying in the heart of every citizen of the Ijaws, being an Ijaw man. And if you see the way things are going, it's like a fulfillment of the prophecy which Master Nnamdi Kanu have earlier prophesied, even direct to Asari Dokubo.
Okay, now let us listen to the elders of his Rivers State in their quest to know about the safety and whereabouts of their son. Talking about the man, Fubara. We'll come back to continue this conversation.
Thank you.
The whereabouts of Sebelaye Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, is unknown to Rivers State. He has not spoken to anybody. We have not seen him. We are demanding that Fubara should come on television if he's alive, because we can observe that Ijaw can go any length, and Mr. President is backing him. They can do anything to this young man. We want Rivers to demand to know his whereabouts and to know what is happening to him.
So, Ben, you are welcome back. Let's all look at this thing critically. Because it stands, we are seeing a situation where the Ijaw nation have awoken their plight, their quest for self-determination. See, after before now, it is only Biafra, the Igbos, that are talking about seceding from Nigeria. Of course, we understand that going by UN Charter that have been ratified in Nigeria, self-determination is a right that is our constitution. But this time around, perhaps because of the nature of the declaration of emergency in Rivers State, the judges are saying we are going to reconsider our stand in Nigeria whether we need to go by self-determination. How does it come to you? And do you think they will eventually collaborate with Biafra?
Definitely, they're already collaborating with Biafra. They are already going with what we have been, telling them. I told you that a prophecy, this is the time of the fulfillment of the prophecy that was prophesied by Master Nnamdi Kanu to Ijaw nation, which they never believed, and which I will not vividly forget so soon, when Edwin Clark, you understand, stood and spoke against the IPOB and the Biafra. And clearly today, what is happening? Is that prophecy not coming to pass? It's coming to reality. Now, it just are fully coming out now for self-determination. Agreeing, in agreement of what Mazen Namdekano earlier told them many years ago. And he told them that a time will come when that thing that they believe is their own, that makes them to be separating themselves from the source and from their ancient origin, that they will come back to it and realize it. Now take a look at what happened in Rivers State has happened in many places in Nigeria. And what happened in Rivers State, this is not the first time it's happened. I could remember Wike, the same man called Wike himself. Remember that Wike, somebody left that office for Wike in person of Rotimi Amechi. And I could remember vividly that there was a little misunderstanding between the two parties during the regime of Muhammadu Buhari. And what happened? Buhari called them and talked to them. They feel that Buhari ignored them.
Like, I will ask you this direct question. The quest for the Ijaw nation to reconsider their stand in Nigeria and perhaps go by way of self-determination, what does it mean for Biafra struggle?
It means that it means a lot. And it means 95+% to Biafran struggle.
So it's a plus to it.
It is a plus. And it is a more plus. Why I say it is a plus is that the other time it was the Ikweres that have Kwerena that accepted it.
Because the other time you say
Ikwere. And now it is now the turn of the Ijaws
to accept.
And now Ijaws have now finally accepted.
And they are accepted by way of marginalization of Nigeria.
But marginalization that we have been clamoring for. Marginalization we have been crying out for. We have been pointing at. Marginalization that we have been telling them before now, which they refuse to acknowledge. And today, they have seen it. They are feeling it a little. Just this is just a little.
That is the meaning now.
They have agreed. Ijaw have finally agreed. And let me tell you, when God is at work, He will make everything to fall in place. So there are steps when God really wants to work, He will make sure that those things that need to take place must take place for Him to fulfill His word and for His word and promise come to pass. That's why sometimes you even see God to use those. He will use those you think that they are your enemies. He will use them to give you what you are looking for.
So does this call for jubilation, celebration, or sober reflection on the part of
now listen, it comes jubilation, it comes sober reflection. How do I mean by sober reflection? The sober reflection aspect of it is that the intimidation, the humiliation, the biasness that follows it. You understand? The litigation that follows. In fact, they deny this man his right. And they deny Ijaw per se their right too. Because this is their turn to rule. This is their turn. And they dominated most of the river states. You understand? So, and when it comes to their turn, someone else feel that is Jagaba, that they will not allow them.
Ask this question. You understand that when it comes to Biafra struggle for self-determination and sovereignty, Nnamdi Kanu is a symbol that represents it.
Yes.
Now Nnamdi Kanu have been in castration for some
years. Yes.
Even Nnamdi Kanu is to hear the story of Ijaw talking about self-determination, perhaps because of this particular move by federal government. What do you think will be running in his mind?
Yeah, he will not be happy, but at the same time, he will share the joy, like I told you, that there will be joy and there is no joy. And I have explained the side of no joy, bad side of it. Nnamdi Kanu will be happy a little bit because he said it. And this is something that he tried to tell them, which they refused to listen. He tried to educate them. They refused to abide, to agree with him. And you and I can tell how Asari Dokubo himself sent his boys to Imo State to kill his own brothers. I mean the Igbos, the Biafrans. I know often and often Asari Dokubo appears on TV station, in social media, in many places, insulting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpan over the case of Biafra issue.
But has he been forgiven?
I can't speak, I cannot say that now. But as it is now, it's like the case of Asari Dokubo. It's like the case of the prodigal son.
Who later returned to the father.
Who later returned back to the father. And what did the father do? The father has to forgive and still welcome him back. Because I listened to Asari Dokubo.
Because the Bible says he is now living, having returned to the father.
Yes.
Does it imply that now Asari Dokubo is now living?
Asari Dokubo is now returning.
So meaning before he was not living?
Yes. He is not returning. You understand? You know, it's similar thing. Give me my own portion. I have arrived. I've grown up to manage it. And that is what happened to Asari Dokubo. I have grown up. I am elder. I've been this. I've been. You know, if you listen to his statement after this incident, he said when he was asked a question, an interview was granted to him. And he said, now that he's not the leader of the youth, that he was the leader of those people 25 years ago. And now he's a chief. He's one of the elder person in that place. And but he's not the chairman. So that all these people need to give them an information. But whatsoever they agreed with, that is what he will go with.
Let's not look at it from this angle, because even Fubara himself has come out recently to clarify that, contrary to the claim of the president that the House of Assembly is demolished and nothing have done in that regard, he said that the House of Assembly that was demolished, that got bumped before demolition, actually is under construction and that is 80% completed.
See.
And again, he denied the allegation that he teleguided militants to bomb critical oil infrastructure in the wake of that declaration.
Excuse me. Let's be sincere and let us say the fact the way it is, which is the truth, and I stand to defend it anytime, any day. Fubara has no crime. What you are saying in the case of Fubara is politics.
So it's purely political.
It is purely political and self and personal selfish interest in the resources of the River State. Tinubu have special interest in the resources of that state. Just like Wike. The house, the building you are talking about is already got burnt. Are you getting it? And it needed the structuring. So they had to pull it down in order to restructure it. And let me tell you, based on the Aziz, the appointing of that house, that means Wike and Tinubu should be questioned concern regard to this. If they are using that as their own campaign against Fubara, that means there should be equally question on how come that place was set ablaze. Because he did not just wake up to tamper it. Something happened before he decided, okay, let me do something here.
Because as you speak, Atiku Abubakar, P2B, El-Rufai, Baba Chilawa, the former secretary to federal government, and a whole lot of other Nigerians opposed that declaration. And at the level of the Senate, we saw the altercation between a former governor of Biafra State, talking about Senator Sereke Dixon, and the Senate President
Dixon.
Akpabio. And we learned that Dixon and some other distinguished senators walked out of the chamber in protest against the action of that declaration.
Yes. Those ones, they know what they are doing. They know that this thing is uncalled for. It was illegal. On which process did he follow to carry out that emergency, to declare that emergency? And let me tell you, if not that Nigeria is a lawless country as per se, do you know that Tinubu has committed enough offense that is enough for us to impeach him?
Of course, Ruben Abati said it.
You understand?
The president committed impeachable offense.
Impeachable offense.
I hope that National Assembly will have the courage to
And at the same time, it doesn't have that right, according to section 135.
Section 305.
305. If I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected. It doesn't have the right to remove anybody
On account of
state of emergency. But to look at what happened, he did it because he believed that even the House of Senate, the other day I was reading, I saw where the reps are already supporting his action. I say, you see why nonsense will continue to go on in this country, and you see why Nigeria can never move forward. A state and a situation whereby the law is not being followed or law being violated by the president himself. There is an adage my people used to say, meaning that if the president can violate the law, definitely what do you expect the common man on the street? So you are giving us hope and giving us a go ahead to violate Nigerian law, to go against the law. That is what it means.
Impunity, that's what we are saying.
Baba, a country that have a law doesn't supposed to have any impunity that will qualify you to go against the law. There is no immunity or impunity that will qualify you or that will give you the outright right to go against the constitution of the land.
But let me take you back to history. We all understand that in the past, perhaps even before the Nigerian Civil War, someone like Adakaboru declared the war Ijaw nation. He was actually subdued. And we understand that he was buried somewhere in Lagos. But I think the time of Sereki Dixon as governor, the zoo he caught, they took him back to Biafra for proper burial. But the point is, Ijaws are not new to self-determination. That is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. I love that, that reflection, back in the days. It's not today. And it was part of what Mazen Namdekan wanted them to know, which Asari Dokubo, because of the bribe, the money, and the position he's looking for in Nigeria, did not allow him to think. And thank God of what has happened now that will make him to rethink and stand up and wake up from his slumber to do the needful.
And what do you think is the needful in this regard?
The needful in this regard is that self-determination. Make up your mind and decide and stand for Biafra, because your brother is already there and your brother is already being castrated. As a result of your support, it is time for you to do something in order that your brother will know that, okay, for the sake of this, and this is what you have done. So that by the time, because Kano will not die there, one day he will come outside. And once he come outside, you will have, let me tell you this. Do you know that Asari Dokubo collected 20 million naira from Mazen Namdekano because of this?
I don't have such information.
Baba, Asari Dokubo is still alive. You can make your information from him, confirm.
Oh, that is subject to verification anyway.
Yes, it's a subject to verify. Do your findings over this issue. And today to him, he's claiming this. Thank God he has fallen on him now. I am waiting to see what is capable of. So let him come and show himself and show that thing that he believes that he can do. It is the time. Come out and slap partner and get our right. The river state that Tinubu is interested on is not Tinubu's father's property. It belongs to Ijaw, it belongs to rivers. It belongs to the people of Biafra. And yes, it belongs to us. It is our property, not Nigerian property. Go to the north, to all the properties that belong to the north. Which of them are you using? All the resources in the east is what they use to develop Lagos, use it to develop Abuja, use it to develop Kaduna and the rest of Nigeria. But you go to that area now, you go and see what is happening. Go and see how that place look like. As I speak to you, you cannot fetch water from the Ijaw River and drink. Why? Because chemicals have destroyed their water.
Actually, Ogoni is the most polluted place in the whole world.
And remember the Ogoni you are talking about. I could remember the late Sarawiwa during the days of Abacha. And remember the man Even before he died, he vowed that Nigeria must not take oil from Ogoni land.
Currently, the federal government is making approach, negotiating with communities in Ogoni to see whether they could start another round of oil exploration in that.
And I am using this opportunity to tell every Ogoni man that have the privilege or opportunity to watch this video, please tell your youth and tell everyone in Ogoni land, let Nigeria not fool you again. Use what has happened in Rivers State to learn your lesson. Use what has happened to Ijaw and learn your lesson. It is time to join together. It is time to team up together. It is time to force together and form together a formidable force to force Nigeria out of that place, because Tinubu and Wike have special interests there. They are selfish interests. But they don't like you.
But Wike is actually someone from River, and your brother, an Igbo man from Ikwere, it is irrespective of his position. This is your brother we are talking about.
Listen to me. When my brother chooses to deny me, I will help him out. If truly Wike love the people of Rivers, if truly Wike love the Ikwere people, if truly Wike love Rivers State where he come from, he's supposed to respect them. You shouldn't have allowed this kind of a thing to take place. What are you tussling for? You want to become Jagaba, Baba Sokwe, and which you know, that which you cannot give out, you cannot give to another person. Why do you want another person to give it to you? You cannot take it, you cannot tolerate it from Amechi. Why do you now expect Fubara to be giving it to you?
So you are saying Baba Sokwe is not fashionable in
It's not fashionable anything east. In the eastern region, it's only in Lagos you can be doing your Baba Sokwe. And that Baba Sokwe is what is killing Nigeria. Don't you see how Nigeria economy is going? In the name of Baba, don't go there. Baba don't dey Sokwe. He dey Sokwe, all the Sokwe that he saw in the Aso Rock. Which one is working? None is working. Nigeria economy is sinking down every day by day.
I think I must say a very big thank you for your time.
Thank you, my brother.
This is a good place to let you go.
God bless you.
This is an ongoing conversation. It's a developing conversation.
Yes.
We hope to have you next time to further this conversation.
God bless you.
But for now, I must say a very big thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
This is Sabra Media and I'm Samati.